Ho, 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 ho. Welcome, everyone. My name is Adam Maccabee Weiner here in the spirit of Hanukkah, which just ended this week, in the spirit of Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy post Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy winter solstice, happy conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happening tomorrow. And most importantly, folks, happy end of 2020, right? We got 9 days left, or 10 days left. 11 days left. Oh my goodness, couldn't end sooner. But we are tonight. I'm happy to be here in the year 2020 because I have the pleasure of chatting with three of the most charming performers I know, and they also love the holidays, folks. One has even written the song about it. So we have put these folks to the test with some tough musical theater challenges that have to do with the holidays. So, folks, grab that eggnog, spiked or not, and let's get started with tonight's battle. And of course, as always, folks, we want to hear from you. So if you want to interact with us, we want you to go to streamyard.com/Facebook, right there on that rolling chyron there at the bottom of the screen. And so you're clear to comment along with us. So we want your answers, your thoughts about our battlers' answers. Think they made a good choice, bad choice? Is Die Hard really a Christmas movie? We don't know. And we'll put your comment on the screen as part of the show. So make sure you allow StreamYard on Facebook by going to that link if you haven't already. Again, that's streamyard.com/Facebook. Thank you, Jeremy, for that reminder. Now, also, before I introduce my three guests, I'm going to give the audience, as usual, a sneak peek at our first Broadway Battles question, because, of course, we want to hear from you. So our first question will be, this is a good one, what is the best holiday scene/song from a musical that doesn't necessarily focus on Christmas? Because we figured that White Christmas would be too easy. So, but there's a lot of songs out there. So what is the best holiday song from a musical that doesn't necessarily focus on Christmas? So let's meet tonight's contestants and let's on to the battle. So first off tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing a young lady who has been on our screen a lot lately. She is a veteran of Farmers Alley Theater from our 2014 production of And the World Goes Round, and she has done work in New York, in Los Angeles, in Michigan, and all the rest. We're so happy to have her back on the screen. Portage native, please welcome Andrea Arvanigan. Andrea, hello. How's it going?
Really well. How are you?
You're like the Sanjay Gupta of Farmers Alley Theater. You know, he's always on CNN. You're just here with us.
Yeah, you guys are giving me purpose through the holidays, so I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you being here. And, you probably have some great holiday memories. And, you're lucky enough that so many people aren't. You're here at home with your family for the holidays this year, right?
I am.
So that must be special, but not everybody can be. Are you guys doing anything special, or?
We are hanging out. Me and my parents, I think we might do like a masked gift exchange in the garage with my aunts if we got really risky.
Do you cook, or are you guys?
We do. I mean, usually like it's cookies and like Armenian hors d'oeuvres and random like full feasting, but I'm not sure what it's going to look like this year yet. We're just kind of taking it a day at a time this year.
It's a different year, but you're here. You're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And you got some great answers tonight, and I can't wait to hear from them, hear about them rather. But next, your other partner who has graced the screen with us many times this month, and he's back because his Wi-Fi is way better this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Grisham, who also starred in the 2014 production of And the World Goes Round. Folks from West Michigan also may recognize Jamie because he is at the Barn Theater in Augusta almost every summer doing great work out there. Jamie, hello, sir. He is calling for us from Mississippi tonight, correct?
I am, yes, but I don't know. Somebody gave me a gift. I don't know if it was one of you, but Andrea, did you send me a two-hearted?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Well, thank you. My absolute fave. I've got a little bit of Michigan here with me, so perfect.
Now, were you able to get that down where you are? or was that like
Yes,
saved?
it is mainstream in all of the grocery stores, and it's my favorite brew, so it makes me happy. And before I left Michigan, I got the double two-hearted and a crowler to bring home that I am saving for Christmas. So
Nice.
a little Michigan with me here.
So so let me ask you, is like the Grisham family Christmas, is that happening this year, or what are different traditions that you guys usually have, or are you doing anything special this year?
No, I mean it's just going to be the immediate family, the usual Christmas morning, which is everybody sitting around in their underwear, eating casserole, and being very awkward about gift openings. So, and probably watching, some odd documentaries or 24 hours of A Christmas Story. So it'll be it'll be fine. But we're just like most people, just trying to keep it safe and healthy. So it'll just be immediate family, as Harvey Fierstein says.
That's very nice. And that's a reference to our third season show of A Catered Affair that we did in that season, right? But
it's one of my favorite musicals. So
fabulous show. Well, thank you, Jamie. We're glad you are here. And to round out our three contestants, let me introduce. We don't want to call him a returning champion, but Andrea and Jamie are two rookies here tonight for Broadway Battles. But this next gentleman is no stranger to the game. Let's welcome Mr. Nat Zagree, artist, actor, songwriter. He just had his very own Christmas special, The Nat Before Christmas, last week, available for till the end of the year. And we'll be plugging that later, I'm sure. But Nat, sir, you are calling us from Georgia tonight. So both you and Jamie are in warm weather. How dare you?
It's true, but it's so funny, Jamie. Like, it's so weird. Did you send me also a thing? Oh no, I got a rock.
It's a fancy rock, though.
Yeah, well, I just found it right now because I wanted to. So.
You're a lump of coal, right?
Seriously, but it's lovely and shiny.
Well, you are in Georgia because that's where your mom is, right? So you're staying with them for the holidays here. That's very cool.
Well, no, we're actually not staying for the holidays. I just happen to have a bit of work conveniently down here in Savannah, so we came down, and we'll be heading back safely and soundly pretty shortly. But it is nice to be here for at least a couple days. For sure.
And you've been hard at work, going all over. You said you were in Tallahassee recently.
Yeah.
Doing something with the symphony there.
Yeah. It's been interesting, kind of, traversing the usual holiday chaos of
the era of COVID that has to come with its.
It was certainly a little risky, but everything was handled extremely safely, extremely professionally. I was never anywhere, within 6 feet of people who were being irresponsible, and everything was very clean. We took 15-minute breaks every 15 minutes to re-sanitize, and it was nice to know that people are taking it very seriously, as we all should be.
Now, was your hair socially distanced as well? As
much as I try consistently throughout my life, I have yet to figure out a way to socially distance even myself from the living tumbleweed that is on my head.
Well, but cherish it. That's all I got to say is cherish it. Jamie, you too. Well, guys, I'm so glad you guys are, all kind of with family this year. And I want to introduce also our fact checker tonight, who I see, occasionally. He's down the street from me. Mr. Rob Weiner, you got your ugly Hanukkah shirt on. How are you, sir?
Telling you, I am getting as much mileage out of my Hanukkah sweater this year as I can. So if you saw me at home for the holidays, yes, this is the sweater. I'm going to be Smithsonian after this. But I've got some festive lights as well that I stole from my 7-year-old daughter. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Cool. And you're ready to, being the Christmas expert that you are ready to fact check the hell out of this, right?
I will be the Grinch if someone steps out of line. So don't test me.
Very good. All right. So we got our contestants. We got our Grinch. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to battle?
Woo-hoo!
Okay. Everybody. Okay. Before we get underway, I'm going to really just quickly re-explain the rules for Broadway Battles if you're not familiar. It's not a trivia show. There are no right or wrong answers. We're asking open-ended questions relating to theater, and our three contestants will have approximately 45 seconds or so to give their own individual answers. Rob will keep time there, and then I'll open the floor up to a group discussion. And the contestants will do their best to convince you, that's you folks at home, all right, the audience, and ultimately me, the judge, that their answer deserves to be deemed the best and worthy of the round's point. And the points are kind of like how, whose line is it anyway points. Okay, so guys, don't feel pressured. It's all about the argument here, folks. So bring the passion. We'll get the battle on. So we're ready. All right, and audience, again, remember, if you want to comment along with us, we want to hear what you think. So make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook to get ready to able to comment with us live. And yes, as Michael Buffer would say, let's get ready to rumble with jazz hands.
Now, Kathleen Weiser was watching, Adam. So if Kathleen is, those jazz hands are probably well stocked. And she also said that she likes glasses.
Oh, well.
On that.
Thank you. Kathleen Weiser is like Nicole Kidman in The Prom, I think. Want to see her do that number in that show. Anywho's. All right, guys. I already teased this question in my intro, but let's review for the holiday edition. We have a best song sort of question. So what is the best holiday scene song from a musical that doesn't focus on Christmas? So no White Christmas-like songs are allowed. And first up is Andrea Arvanigan. And I think what we're going to do, because let's see if this works. I have all the songs queued up here, if you can hear it. We're going to put on the song here. This is your choice. Can we hear this?
No.
No, you can't hear it? Oh, my God. How embarrassing. Well, anyway, everybody knows this song because you can hum it. But let's do it. I was listening to Angela Lansbury. Andrea, you can take it away.
Yeah, I'm here with Kathleen. We Need a Little Christmas from Mame is the best holiday-related song that could possibly happen. It's a total bop. It stood the test of time. You can't listen to it without bopping along to it, but also it brilliantly accomplishes the joy that it's meant to bring in the midst of all of these people going through utter desperation in the worst year possible for themselves. Auntie Mame just lost all of her money in the stock market crash during the Great Depression. She can't keep a job. They're all in a horrible, horrible place. And she's like, you know what? Screw it. Christmas is over a month out, but I don't care. Pull out the tinsel, throw up Christmas. We're having Christmas now because I need some joy in my life. And I think that's something that we can all relate to in 2020.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window. That's what I know. What else?
We need it.
In the window. Fabulous choice. Thank you. All right, Andrew, we need a little Christmas. Next up, Jamie, you have another choice here. What did you choose as the best holiday scene/song for a musical that doesn't focus on Christmas?
So my favorite has everything to do with 1960s, to do with Burt Bacharach and the fabulous choreography of Michael Bennett. My choice is Turkey Lurkey Time from Promises, Promises. Very fun lyrics, very fun choreography, one of the best pseudo Act One closers of a musical ever. One of the songs and one of the shows that made me want to do musical theater professionally. And it's just about going to a Christmas party and having a good time, enjoying yourself. Mistletoe-y Christmas, loosey-goosey Christmas, whatever you like.
Very good. Yeah. And, I was going to play the great cover of Turkey Lurkey Time from the underrated musical classic film Camp, where a bunch of teenage kids do that number, and it's great. It's good stuff. That's where I first heard of that song, I think, when I saw that movie. Turkey Lurkey Time. Excellent. All right, Jamie, thank you for your answer. Mr. Zagree, you are up next. What is your choice?
I chose the 12 Days to Christmas, not of, the 12 Days to Christmas from the classic musical She Loves Me. I think this song, which actually is more than a song, it is a song and a scene put together, perfectly encapsulates a way that a song can be effective within a musical. It absolutely is creative on the lyrics, creative musically, takes something that we're already familiar with and makes it even better through new ingenuity, and it completely furthers the plot and the character development as any good song in a musical should be, because otherwise the song is pointless and shouldn't even be there to begin with.
12 days to Christmas, 12 days to Christmas. We were, that was great. Great show. She Loves Me. And that was from our second season. We opened up our second season of Farmers Alley with that show. And I remember it. We made it, I think it might be the only time we made it snow on stage, I think, in our small little space.
Yeah.
But there you go. All right, great choices, guys. Not really an outlier in the bunch here. We need a little Christmas from Mame, Turkey Lurkey Time from Promises, Promises, and 12 Days to Christmas from She Loves Me. Folks, is anybody ready to start and point out why they are right and why everybody else is wrong?
Certainly. Well, I will start by saying that I really enjoy both of the other songs. I mean, they really are really fun. Andrea's totally right. We Need a Little Christmas is a bop. You bop along to it. It's really fun. Turkey Lurkey Time, of course, you can't even say it without smiling. However, what I think sets the 12 Days to Christmas apart from both of those is that it's so much more than just a boppy little song. You know what I mean? Like, it really takes the actual plot of the show and the characters that you've been following, these two leads who are slowly falling in love, and it uses this song to further what we have already invested in, rather than just being like, and now here's a song like Turkey Lurkey Time. I think even in the revival, it was just the song that kind of led up to the Act 1 finale, and any song that leads up to the Act 1 finale is always kind of a little bit of a filler. And the same thing with We Need a Little Christmas. It is a fun little boppy song, but definitely not one that actually puts forward the plot in any way other than expressing what they are.
You're making the argument that the best song should advance the narrative of the show that it's in?
I'm making the argument that these two are songs, and my song is a song and a scene put together.
I see.
I would like to argue that mine is exactly the same as yours, sir, because let's listen to these lyrics, all right? So I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. I need a little Christmas now. She just found out she lost all of her money in the stock market and can't hold a job. And the only way to move things forward and keep that joy is to make Christmas happen a month early for all of the people in her life, even her servants who she can't afford to pay anymore. And it propels the story forward into the next section of the story. It tells just as much as She Loves Me.
Where does We Need a Little Christmas come in the show?
It's in the first act. It's after she goes through that whole montage of jobs that are completely failing, and like her nephew comes home for Christmas or the holidays, and they're all just like, what now? And she desperately just needs to find a way to pull them out of the shittiest year they've ever had. So that's when this happens.
Turkey Lurkey Time's end of Act 1, and 12 Days of Christmas is top of Act 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Turkey Lurkey Time
not an arbitrary.
Wait, what, Jamie?
Well, in the musical, Turkey Lurkey Time is the Christmas party, which is when, oh God, what's her name? Fran finds out, she finds out that Sheldrake does this to all the women. And it's sort of what leads her to her. I mean, we're talking about, that how it fits into the show. I mean, what I like about Turkey Lurkey Time is it kind of stands alone as this really, really fun piece. Through the years and in the revival, they added other popular Burt Bacharach songs to the album. But what's great about Turkey Lurkey Time is it kind of exists on its own and has become like this sort of like cult favorite musical theater song in the vein of like, Rocky Horror, things like that. It's just, and it's also incredible choreography. And if you watch the original Tony production, you get Donna McKechnie and all of her fierceness dancing out to Michael Bennett. So it's a holly jolly Christmas, a mistletoe Christmas, a turkey lurkey Christmas to you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
What is turkey lurkey though?
Exactly.
Turkey lurkey is totally what is it, Hal David?
Is it
like,
the move that they do like in dance?
that made it into the show. They were like, we're gonna do a Christmas song and it'll just, just something fun. And then that's what the song is. It's sort of like T for Two from No No Nanette. It was like a dummy lyric that somehow kind of made it into the show. And they were like, this is what we can come up with. So this is what we're going to do. Turkey lurkey, loosey goosey, snowy blowy.
But see, I think that exactly shows kind of how like mindless it was to throw it in. Like, I
love that it's mindless. That's what I love about it.
And sure, and while that is definitely fun, I still think what makes a song and a scene even more impressive is if it takes something that is already familiar and then does something else with it. 12 Days of Christmas is a song that everybody can't stand for the most part, right? You're at a Christmas party, someone's like, let's sing the 12 Days of Christmas, and people are walking out by 9.
But you're not doing 12 Days of Christmas, you're doing 12 Days to Christmas.
If I could finish my thought. Because they take that song and then they turn it into something entirely different and relatable by giving you flashes of something that you already know and have known since you were in kindergarten, and then taking it into something that changes lyrics, meter, rhythm, musical integrity, speed, and giving everything that is most relatable about the holiday season, which is, oh my gosh, we're getting closer and closer and closer, and then, oh my gosh, it's here. And that's something I think is relatable from a very human point of view, especially with amazing lyrics like, these are the people that we envy and the people that we hate, and the people that shop on time and they can go to hell. Like, it's very relatable from people from a holiday stressful point of view, while also still showing that these two characters throughout the season are in fact falling in love, which is the point of the show.
But I have a Christmas song book, a piano book that has Turkey Lurkey Time and has We Need a Little Christmas in it, but it doesn't have 12 Days to Christmas in it. It's not like a commercial hit, I guess.
It's because Jerry
Wait. Okay, Andrea, what do you have to say?
Jerry Herman with We Need a Little Christmas created a classic. So that song that they based your song off of, Nat, that kind of thing, he created that. With We Need a Little Christmas. He took a song, wrote it about complete desperation and depression, turned it into a bop, and now it's a classic that sticks with us to this day. A horribly depressing, wonderful, joyful song.
Right. Super, super classic that remains to this day. Remind me to this day, how many revivals has Mame had? I'll answer it for you.
Nobody can do it.
Nobody's reviving. She loved me because of 12 Days to Christmas.
Yes, but the whole point is that the music integrity of 12 Days to Christmas is more impressive and informs the show, which is why the show keeps getting done, not to mention the 5 other iterations. That
you're being subjective because you're making that. Okay. Does anybody... I've heard a lot. Excellent discussion here. Does anybody have any final points they want to make before we render judgment here? All right.
I would just say that, you were saying to yourself, Andrea, to like hear the lyrics and whatnot, but like it's a song that just follows verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus. Ba 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 ba.
Oh, Jerry Herman, what do you want?
Of what they did with Russell is really impressive in a way that I just think blows the other songs out of the water, because there's dialogue in between, there's all these kinds of things that are showing the character development, which from a musical writing point of view is always more important than can we get a commercial hit out of it.
Oh, okay.
I want something I can listen to in my car and sing and dance around to, though, personally.
So, okay, well, we have some really subjective opinions here. Rob, do you fall on any of these sides of what makes a great Christmas song?
Well, I'm just watching Turkey Lurkey Time from camp, and it's charming. I did some major internet research while you guys were arguing there. First of all, thank you for arguing. That's wonderful. And I used this thing called Google, and I typed in Christmas songs, Broadway musicals, and all 3 of these songs were in the top 10 list that I found. However, 12 Days to Christmas was the 7th song, Turkey Lurkey 3rd, and We Need a Little Christmas 2nd. Number 1, Have Yourself a Merry
Yourself.
Yeah.
Which I'm shocked nobody chose, but that seems like the most obvious answer. So
I thought somebody else was gonna choose it, which is why I did.
It was in your email initially with the question, so I was like, well, that one's out.
What are the other ones, Rob?
Well, I mean, some others that I thought of that were not picked. Jason Robert Brown really had a thing for Christmas songs and songs for a new world, including Surabaya Santa and Christmas Lullaby. Of course, the great Act One closer from Annie, A New Deal for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year from Catch Me If You Can. That's another one as well. But if you have not seen Turkey Lurkey Time from camp, do yourself a favor and YouTube that, because the kid in the plaid pants crushes it.
Flips.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that guy, the blonde-haired kid.
It's so good.
All right, I'm ready to let. I could award the point to any of these points, so I could just throw a dart at the board. But this is what I'll say. 12 Days to Christmas, you are right with exactly everything you said about how it advances the narrative, about how it takes a familiar song and turns it on its head. I mean, Bach and Harnick, we love them. They're fantastic. But the fact that a Christmas song does contain the lyrics, these are the people we hate, and it's basically all about consumerism and selling stuff,
Put Christmas not at him.
which unfortunately, that's nowhere in our society today. But, we'd like to think that it's not. But an excellent choice. But not right for the answer to this question. Obviously, I think Turkey Lurkey Time and We Need a Little Christmas transcend the shows that they are in. And that's another reason. I don't know if 12 Days to Christmas necessarily transcends the show that they are in. You could know Turkey Lurkey Time and not know it was from Promises, Promises. Same thing with We Need a Little Christmas. And just because, oh my gosh, I don't know. You know what? I think with the year that we are in, and as exemplary, I think We Need a Little Christmas is certainly exemplary of the year we are in. So for 2020, Turkey Lurkey Time might be any other year, but for 2020, We Need a Little Christmas takes the point. Andrea, nice job.
Andrea, that was my first choice, but you beat me to it. They told me I couldn't.
So that's why you got to email me back.
Get these in quick because I don't want to not get my choice.
I know. I literally was like, how am I going to do this? I love this song so much.
Very, very nice. All right. We're on the board, guys. So we're going to go right away to question 2. I'm very excited for this question, too. Okay. So stage adaptations of Christmas films, as we know, have been going on since film was invented, it seems, with classic films like White Christmas and Holiday Inn, all the way up to new musical versions of Elf, Christmas Story, The Grinch, name them out there. But we guys, there's plenty of material out there, right? So all 3 of you are now Broadway producers, okay? What film with holiday themes would you adapt into the next big Broadway hit? I gave examples like Home Alone. No one took it. Could have been a great spectacle. I could have, you could have gone great with Black Christmas, a horror film, but nobody chose that. But so we asked what would their musical they would choose, and who is your composing team? Any stars attached? Have fun with this one. So question number 2, Jamie, you are up first. These are 3 excellent choices. I'm very excited to hear what people think of these. Go for it, Jamie.
Okay, well, I was originally going to do Krampus the ballet, but I figured. So for me, it would be Christmas Vacation, because growing up, it was like the favorite film to watch. I think there's a lot of fun that can be had with humor and theatricality and spectacle. I think the book should be written by the team who did the show, the play that goes on. And I think that Yazbek, who had a horrible riff with Women on the Verge, should be brought back to do some comedy. I think it should star Norbert Leo Butz and Sherry Renee Scott. We need to find somebody really good to play Cousin Eddie. But I think it also appeals to multiple generations. It appeals to people who knew the film when it came out, and those whose kids and family members watched it as they got older. So I think it could be a lot of fun, and I think it would be comedy to have as well.
Absolutely. Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, a classic, a spectacle with all those lights on the house. You could do a lot with that.
And I want to play either Todd or Margot, either of them. Just give me a good cameo.
Those are the neighbors. That's
Yes.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Okay, yes, absolutely. All right, excellent. Christmas Vacation is the choice for Jamie. Nat, what is your choice to bring to Broadway?
My choice to bring to Broadway in a completely new reimagined musical form is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Chronicles of Narnia. This is absolutely ripe for being on stage in musical form. In fact, it's already widely done as a play, but I think this can be done absolutely to the next level. We've got Julie Taymor directing, and for the score, we've got yours truly working with Miss Annie Lennox, the same person who did a lot of the music for Lord of the Rings. And we'll be working with René Duperret, who is the orchestrator and composer for much of Cirque du Soleil music. This show is going to be a spectacle beyond all compare, and yet still give you the family heart and message that the holiday season always yearns for, while still being understandable and relatable for the entire year.
Oh, that's very ambitious. Are you doing all 7 books or just the first one?
Just The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Got it. All right, not taking the Lord of the Rings route.
Yeah, it's like the Harry Potter. You go 7 nights a week to see 7 different shows. No.
That would be good. All
That
right.
poor cast.
Right? Can you imagine?
Well, you bring up Lord of the Rings, but we'll get back to that in group discussion for sure. But excellent choice as well. Andrea, your choice for musical adaptation.
Yes. Well, Julie Taymor is going to be really busy because she's also directing Die Hard, the musical. We've got music and lyrics by Eddie Perfect, who wrote the music and lyrics to Beetlejuice and King Kong on Broadway. He's going to provide a totally melodramatic rock score that this show absolutely requires. We'll have Bruce Willis back for John McClane, so we better start taking those voice lessons. We have Leslie Odom Jr. for Hans Gruber with Jen Colella and John McClane. We have lots of pyro, amazing choreo opportunities with electrical grids and like the elevator shaft. It's going to be the holiday experience that no one will ever forget.
Wait, who do you have playing John McClane?
John McClane is Bruce Willis. He is going to be there.
Are you?
Bruce Willis.
Oh, man.
He better work on those voice lessons because Bruce Willis, no one else can play John McClane.
He is Bruno. He is Bruno, folks. He did put out an album, and he was on Broadway in Misery. Yeah. Now I hear he needed like an earpiece to remember his lines, but well, okay. Die Hard with the original start. Okay, that would be I think my first question, Bruce Willis. Okay, but yes, if TikTok can put Ratatouille the musical and get that showing and put all that together, these films, we can make this happen. Christmas Vacation, Jamie, with David Yazbek, correct? I think you had who wrote Women on the Verge, as well as Full Monty and
award-winning Dirty Rotten
Scoundrels. Yes, a very good choice of style to that. I guess. Ooh, let me see. I want to have a question. You see any big spectacle numbers or anything like that for any of you? With Christmas Vacation is more about the family now. Obviously with Lion and Witch and the Wardrobe is a spectacle. Now with Julie Taymor behind the helm, are you doing like puppets and stuff?
100%. It's going to be working with Julie Taymor, who, given these two projects, would 100% turn Die Hard down and definitely go for Chronicles of Narnia. Given the opportunity to put an absolute Aslan lion on stage in the style of Warhorse with a voiceover by Mr. James Earl Jones himself, there is no one who plays Aslan. It's simply his voice. You've got Josh Henry bringing Mr. Tumnus to life, and of course the rising stars bringing you the 4 children that would be there throughout it. Tilda Swinton would be returning to the role of the Witch Queen, and it would be really exciting. If I actually could give you just a... It isn't that bad. The snow is a tag for well fine, but if I may, the Narnia way is that winter is only a state of your mind. For the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of a life is not found in the weather, but the music of the fife. The pounding of the drum and the sounding of the voice. We can try to break our spirit. In the end, to believe will always be your choice. And I think something seems...
So anyway, Die Hard.
If I may, I think seeing a huge absolute world come to life that takes we go to theater to be taken away and whisked into new world. Julie Taymor bringing this to life, seeing all these fawns and centaurs and griffins, all these incredible creatures absolutely dancing is a lot more, I think, entertaining for the entire family around the holiday season than seeing some asshole pretend to be Randy Quaid for 2.5 hours. I think there's
that's exactly what I need in my
there's
holiday season.
There's a lot more marketability.
That's high art, is Randy Quaid.
A family-friendly show that involves a large cast of children as well, that would bring families into to get the message that Christmas is not much like Andrea's winning argument in the first round. Christmas is a mentality that you can find whether it's winter or summer. And I have a little more to say about how that would play in, but
does Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe take place at Christmas time?
Yes, they literally get their weapon from Santa Claus. He's a character.
It sounds to me like Nat wants Julie Taymor to direct a Christmas version of The Lion King on Broadway.
That's not true. It's a completely different, I mean, if we're going to compare Africa to Narnia, be my guest, but it's a completely different world that she would get to bring to life in ways and creatures that we've never seen, all right? Aslan, what would happen with that on stage at like a la Warhorse is way more impressive than what
but you're going to have to charge $300 a ticket.
Yes.
Until they
it's a Broadway musical.
Take out all the puppets.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You're right. The like off-Broadway non-equity musical Die Hard parody would probably be cheaper to get a ticket to.
Oh, she's not doing wait a second. You should take umbrage with that, Andrea. You're doing a parody?
We're not doing a parody. We are doing Die Hard, the musical. We will have the pyro explosions. We will have electrical grids. We're getting the choreographer from Matilda to come in and choreograph all of this cool, like, scenic stuff. It's going to be the choreographed magic show of the year.
Like what dancing do you think is appropriate in Die Hard, Andrea? If
dancing you think is appropriate in Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
First of all,
hip hop all up and down these electrical grids. We can have the whole elevator shaft Cirque du Soleil stuff going on. Like, we are here to deliver. And
so I saw Spider-Man. I want to know how many actors are going to be injured in both of your Taymor productions.
Well, Bruce Willis will be dead by the time it actually happens. So I mean, you're losing your man. And if he even shows up for rehearsal, then by all means, good luck. You actually kind of had a great point until you said Bruce Willis would be playing the movie. And then, my gosh, you just lost me entirely. But if I may, actually, the music and the actual message that you will find in Narnia is something that everyone can learn from. You can't take your kids to Die Hard and hear a comatose Bruce Willis say, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother." PG-13. But you can take your entire family, which would not only be helpful to the children to learn inspiring messages, but also helpful to the Broadway industry, which needs more butts in the seats.
So what about the other
so maybe less family friendly and
what is
that are already out there?
What is that?
Jamie, what do you say?
The other 7 versions that are already licensed of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I have directed one and been in one.
And are they a musical?
One of them is.
Yeah, but not really. They don't have
that's not hard. There's multiple musicals and
original actual material brought.
Right, it's like an old hat, old story.
If we can turn our minds back to when the first movie came out, there's a beautiful piece of music that sounds exactly like this. It's a beautiful.
Are you referencing the?
And when they finally meet Santa Claus near the finale, and he gives them the gifts that they need
is Bruce Willis Santa Claus?
No, Bruce Willis has nothing to do with my show, nor will he ever. However, Santa Claus finally sings to them, "Feel in
Okay.
Okay, great. Nat, I love it. I love it.
Bruce Willis is going to be like the Cynthia Nixon who goes between shows during
Wait,
the
James.
run.
All right, wait a second, guys. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Excellent. I'm ready to. We only have a limited amount of time on the show.
May I make a closing argument, Adam?
Oh my gosh, yes. But give me a second because I have a question for Jamie because I don't think Christmas Vacation the musical has gotten his due as much because you have two big spectacles. You have Die Hard and you have Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then you have this cute little family piece of Christmas Vacation. Can you make an argument for why, Jamie, that might be better than?
So I kind of want Christmas Vacation to be what Christmas Story did not quite accomplish as a stage show. I mean, I think it's got great roles for the extended family members. We can get some great like Broadway divas in there to play like the Doris Roberts role and the other grandmother. I kind of see a spectacle happening sort of along the lines of Rocky, but with the two trucks when they're going out to get the Christmas, going out to pick up their tree. And I also see, if we've got the team who did The Play That Must Go On, a lot of frivolity, like set pieces, falling over, how we train a dog to do the bit, like tearing up the house and the squirrel and all of that. I think there's a lot of rooms for comedic spectacle and just really, really good clowning, which I think would be very fun for the actors and audience.
Thank you, Jamie. All right. So Nat, I can give you 20 seconds to make your point.
Okay, when they finally meet Santa, this is what he sings to the children, using the theme from the original film. Feel in your heart that the magic hasn't gone. Somewhere inside you, it lives and goes on. You have not been alone here. Hope is your guide. Show them the love that you keep inside, which I think lends itself more to a stage musical than Die Hard and Christmas Vacation, which are clearly better in the media of film than stage. Unlike Narnia, people are going to see one little flamethrower go off on stage due to Die Hard, which they had to pay $72,000 to do every night because of the fire marshal anyway, and say, you know what? Watching a building explode on my home television theater is way more entertaining. Plus, Bruce Willis didn't show up.
I would still pay to see Die Hard the musical, but I would not pay to see another damn production of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
All right, Andrea, final word.
My final word is just that we have so many holiday shows that are heartwarming for the family and joyful and like whatever. We don't have any that are really like, here's an action thing. Here's something for the people that don't particularly love theater. Let's bring them to our seats.
All right.
And that's what Julie Taymor does. So.
All right, Rob.
So well with Rocky and Spider-Man.
Rob, what do you think of these choices here? And you got anything to say here?
I couldn't hear anything Nat said over his shirt, but I just noticed that, and the chest hair there as well.
Have you looked in a mirror, Robbie?
Yes, this is wonderful. Thank you. What are you talking about? So I have to fact check whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie or whatnot.
Oh, come on.
Just kidding. I couldn't care less if it is or isn't. It is. But I think, and what do you want me to fact check here? I can fact check that Bruce Willis thinks he can sing. I'm not sure what Leslie Odom as Hans Gruber would necessarily be, but I have my preference on what I think I would want to see, but I'm not the judge, Maccabee, you are.
Yeah, I'm going to bring down the hammer here. All excellent choices. And I feel, Nat, wow. You even composed part of the song for Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is obviously a good choice. It is a Christmas story that people have talked to tell, like Lord of the Rings. A lot of people watch Lord of the Rings at Christmas time. And as we know, which Rob, that was your job as a fact checker. You need to talk about the Lord of the Rings, which was made into a musical, an actual musical. Not too many people know that. Do you know why not too many people know that? Because it was terrible and nobody saw it. And it was
I was living in London right before that show opened, and you would walk by the theater, it would just be like delay. So I was in the entire summer I lived there, it had never opened. But they did employ like 90 equity actors for one show.
I'm so sorry. I'm not sure why my musical is being compared to a completely different show that has nothing to do with it.
Are they not in the same genre, would you argue? They are in a fantasy genre, Lord of the Rings and Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
It's all in the execution. You cannot compare.
I understand that. Yeah, and it's an excellent choice. However, we have two other choices to think about as well. And I'm sure Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe would be done expertly, particularly with Julie Taymor and Nat Zagree at the helm. However, I don't know, man. And with Die Hard, you walk that fine line between ridiculousness and parody. Look, Nat is so upset. It's a game, dude. Calm down.
I've noticed a pattern of you starting being like, so Nat, your answer, but.
What do you want? Would they do the same thing on American Idol and whatever? I don't know. But look, I asked Jamie, and he made the point about the. But now I won't be able to remember it. But he made a good point there at the end, talking about the family nature of Christmas Vacation. I think Christmas Vacation allows for a great book. You can expand on the book. You have great moments. And you have the potential here for a straightforward book musical with David Yazbek as a good choice. I don't know about Norbert Leo Butz and Sherry Naiscott, but I like them. But sure, whatever. Bruce Willis. Come on, Andrea. Come on, we can't take you seriously. That guy. But so yeah, Jamie gets the point. Christmas Vacation. Oh my gosh, Nat, you wrote the song. Nat, I love you. I love you.
I wrote 2 songs.
Oh my god, and it was fabulous. It was the highlight of the hour.
We'll see which one happens first. And
that's right. Now wait, you can hear that song. Will they be able to hear that song if they? Wait, no. Do you have it? It's not in Nat Before Christmas, is it?
No, it's not. It's exclusively for people who give it the winning point.
Watch this. It's going to be made into a musical, and then you're going to write me and say, suck it.
Oh, are you kidding? I already this is my next project, and it's true. In 3
years, you get the point.
Have our first workshop. I'm inviting you front row and center.
The true irony is that if you end up working on Christmas Vacation the musical, that's but anyway, excellent job, you guys. Let's get to the final question. Here it is tied. 1 to Jamie, 1 to Andrea. Nat is yet to be on the board, but anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that what a tie means?
All right. Third and final question is a tough one, guys, and it may even be a depressing one, but 2020, man, what a year. So much happened, and as we look back, everybody's making lists, everybody's, doing reflections. And for our final question, we asked if you would pick a musical that you think best represents 2020. Looking back on this year, how will you remember it? And what musical exemplifies these memories? So, Nat, you are up first, sir. What is your choice?
The musical that I chose without even the blink of an eye, I responded immediately when I got the email, is Titanic. The musical. I actually, it was funny because at first I was like, oh, it's got to be Titanic. And then I started digging in and doing the research. And even I was absolutely blown away and amazed by how completely similar and metaphorical you can find the year 2020 collectively as a nation. and Titanic the musical for 3 specific points. 1, the way we communicate with our loved ones when we are separated. 2, the clear bias of race and class and ethnicity, knowing that in a disaster, rich people will be fine and the poor will both figuratively and in this case literally drown. And 3, how a disaster that could be completely avoidable is not avoidable due to the hubris of one rich white man.
Wow, very succinct. And I knew like when I first heard, okay, great choice. Okay, very good. Titanic. Next up, Andrea, you have a very appropriate choice as well. Tell us about that.
You know, this uplifting year, I decided to go with Les Miserables. We have a lot of warring over politics. We have rioting in the streets. You have a police officer that's hounding a man aggressively for several decades for stealing a loaf of bread. Everybody's dying. At the end, the only people that survive have serious survival guilt because everyone around them has died either fighting for what they believe in or like from literally anything else. Everybody is dead. You have hits such as On My Own, where Eponine is completely socially distant, imagining that the person that she loves. I dreamed a dream, wishing that we were in the before times. You have empty chairs at empty tables with the survivor, again, having survivor guilt and thinking about all of these people that have died. Do you hear the people singing the Song of Angry Men? It is music about people who will not be slaves again. BLM is there in Les Miserables. This show encompasses everything that we've been dealing with in 2020, from like police brutality to like mass death that shouldn't be happening to political like unrest. It's all there. So Les Mis 2020.
For sure, absolutely. So with Titanic, we have Les Mis, and Jamie, you have an interesting answer as well, but I'm sure you're going to explain why you think that this musical is the best example.
I might get a little political here.
For sure.
But for me, my musical choice is Jimmy, and I only know about this show because I worked with somebody who starred in it. This is a musical about a political leader who is a mayor of New York, but somebody in very high office who was very popular, but ran the city into the ground. And the show itself, written by a husband and wife duo, the Jacobs, didn't do so well on Broadway because there was another musical playing that won the Pulitzer, Fiorello, which was also about a political leader in the city. And one of my favorite bits of the show is that the first lady sings a song called I Only Want to Laugh, in which she says, I'm acting like a clown, but let me be, because even though I know the joke's on me, I only want to laugh. So, you know what I mean? You know, it's bye, Jimmy. Bye, Jimmy. See you later.
Wait, there were 2 musicals. There was Fiorello and there was this musical going on at like the same time?
At the same time, yeah.
Is it a true story? Jimmy?
Yeah, it's about Jimmy Walker, who was mayor of New York. There's actually great music in this if you guys are looking for some fun audition tunes. Yeah, because I had worked with Anita Gillette and she was telling me about the show, and I was like, man, you were up against the Pulitzer winner, so no wonder you only ran 84 performances or whatever. But,
so there's obviously there's a political aspect that you're saying about, you know, this leader who doesn't do right by his constituents, right? And that is
and all the audience members were like, yeah, we're not going to see this. We're going to go to that. So,
but is there any other like aspects? I mean, and that's, you know, it's a big aspect of 2020, obviously. But is there anything else in the show? Like, that's what I would ask that you would say, yeah, that's 2020 in a nutshell.
Yeah, because we got rid of it and it closed.
Oh my God.
Very nice.
So let me get this. Your argument for why your musical is the most like 2020 is because the musical is not there anymore.
Right.
Hey, man.
Got it.
It told its story and people were like, yeah, no.
It had a shorter than normal run.
Who had it worse? The people in Titanic or the people in Les Mis?
Titanic.
I mean, they just drowned in like
No.
4 hours, though.
No, but here's the thing: the people in Les Mis chose they chose to fight for this cause. They chose to go.
Jean Valjean did not choose to be hunted by a police officer for his entire life for stealing a loaf of bread to feed his family.
I was more talking about like the plot of the show that people actually care about, which is the revolution. You know, like yeah, sure, he's chasing Jean Valjean. But like also, if we're trying to make that comparison to police brutality in 2020, I'm not sure it quite lines up with what sort of discrimination has been going on in 2020, because that is a pretty heightened sort of chase. You know what I mean? Whereas the discrimination that you see in Titanic is literally based on how much money or how powerful or where you stand in society. Right? They clearly make a difference. It's even sung within the show. The Irish girls, the immigrants trying to find home in the United States, singing about what it would be like to be in the first class, right? Like you're seeing this wish for all of them for a better life that is never going to come to them because you've got people in charge that are not being honest.
But isn't that Les Mis?
That's Les Mis. That the students are fighting in the streets against this government that's been pushing them down. The words are literally, do you hear the people singing the songs of Angry Men? It's the music about people who will not be slaves again. Like, it aligns just as equally as that does.
And I totally agree with you, except for the fact that like that's kind of the only thing that I'm seeing really has to do with 2020. Whereas with Titanic, I've got a couple more bullets in the thing here. So you've got Ismay, of course, who like was the creator and wants it to be super successful. The Titanic. He's obviously an allegory for our former president. You've got Smith, the captain, who is clearly like a Dr. Fauci saying, I really don't think that we should take this ship any faster. I'm even going to sing a song about it. But of course, I'm not in charge. If that's what the boss is telling me to do, I'm going to do it, even though it was the wrong decision. You've got Bride, who is in charge of sending all the Morse code messages to everyone around the world, clearly representing and being overwhelmed by the U.S. Postal Service. People are trying to communicate with people they love. You've got Barrett singing about his proposal, because if there's one or two things that happened in 2020, it's either your wedding got canceled or you proposed. Now, you move on to all these tragedies that are happening. You've literally got people dying and the people in charge saying, well, we're going to escape first, even if they don't believe in the problem. They say, oh, no, but it's totally fine. And then when they are in the same situation as the people in the lower class, well, they get all the best health insurance and hospital treatment in the world, aka the lifeboats, leaving people who did not have that privilege to die alone in the water because one man thought a ship could go faster.
No. But the question really is why couldn't two people sit on that flat piece of debris in the water?
This is Broadway fights, not movie fights.
Sorry, okay, sorry.
And then you have Thenardier. You look at what's going on with our restaurant industry right now. You have Thenardier, who had an inn, who had a restaurant, who was completely fine in Act 1, and then you move on, and his entire business is gone.
Thenardier would definitely keep his inn open.
You definitely would.
You don't need to wear masks here.
Like, he's kind of trying to keep it going, but it clearly didn't work out for him. So now, like, his whole family's on the street. You've got Raj, like,
that's right,
that clearly has no school to go to. Like, nobody's watching him. They're busy trying to just, like, put him.
Raj's Wi-Fi is out, and that's why he couldn't Zoom.
Yes, but I think the difference, because Andrea, I commend you for finding all of these. I really do. But you're
all right. No, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it, Nat. Thank you. Does anybody have any final point? Jamie, do you have a final point to say, or else I'm ready?
Bye, Jimmy.
I see. Okay.
I would just say, if the question was which musical is most similar to Bill de Blasio's 2020, Jamie would have walked away with it.
I see. Rob, do you have anything to add here?
I think these are all fantastic answers. I'm really impressed with all the similarities that you all found within your shows. I was applauding backstage. But I just want to, since we don't know a whole lot about Jimmy, here's some song titles from Jimmy. And let me know if you think these work today. The Squabble Song, The Charming Son of a Bitch, They Never Proved a Thing. These are all titles of songs from Jimmy.
Jamie, you needed to bring this up.
It's based on the movie Bo James, which starred Bob Hope in 1957.
Oh.
FYI, for any historians out there.
See, interesting. Oh, well. again, you are correct, Rob. 3 excellent answers, but come on, I got to give it to Nat here. The point here, Titanic, man, arranging deck chairs on the Titanic. It seems like what we've been doing this entire year with the pandemic. But
I wish I could have won for one of my happier answers.
Oh,
like the saddest answer.
It's a tie, and you know what? It's a tie, and we're out of time. So you know what? Guess what? You know what that means? You all win.
You're all wins.
We're all winners.
You all win. It's a Christmas miracle.
Everybody gets
You know,
trophies.
you give all these millennials their participation trophies.
They can't
I've
handle
already
it,
got
Rob.
mine. Thanks, guys.
They couldn't handle it. You saw how Nat was like about to reach through the screen and kill me, but because I didn't give him the line with the wardrobe point.
It's only because I genuinely found a true passion for making this musical happen.
So hard.
Do it and make it happen. It just won't win the Broadway Battles point.
That's fine. It'll win the Tony, and that's okay.
That's
for
I'm not
me.
even wearing pants, and Nat wrote
You
a
can
song.
mention this in your Tony speech, like in your acceptance speech at the Tonys. It'll be like, "Thank you to Adam Weiner for not accepting me and pushing me to work harder."
Literally, I'm gonna be like,
And
thank
then
you
Amy Christmas thought the Christmas Vacation was going to be a musical.
for not believing in me because it gave me the fire that I needed to make.
Well, guys, it's about that time. Have our milk and cookies, sit by the fire, and reflect on this wonderful battle that we've had this evening. Andrea, Jamie, Nat, let's go around real quick. Anything you would like to plug? Andrea, we'll go alphabetically.
Yeah, tomorrow night, I'm doing a show on the spot. You can search On the Spot NYC on YouTube. It'll be there 8 o'clock p.m. It's an improv/holiday cabaret that's going to be happening. A lot of good, funny, weird times. So that'll be fun. And then check out Home for the Holidays. Still running.
Yes, our show running. I'm about to get to that as well, but thank you, Andrea. Jamie, you said you just worked on a production of Elf the Musical, which seemed like an interesting experience. What else you got going on?
That went kind of under. No, the only thing that I would like to plug is my group, the Teaching Artists Alliance. I'm going to be doing some workshops in the winter and spring. They're all asynchronous and on video. So if you would like to sign up for any of those or register for any of those, just check out teachingartistalliance.com/my name, and all the info is there.
Awesome, Jamie. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this month, and we're glad we got the good connection tonight. Awesome. And Nat, sir, as we said, we have your the Nat Before Christmas. I know you have some details on that.
The details are
that link. That's a detail.
Oh yes. So right down here, you can go to that link and get your tickets for the show. It's an original Christmas special filmed from the inside of my New York City apartment, safe and sound, just in an attempt to give some joy and smiles to anyone who is willing to listen. If you don't have an interest in my show, all I ask is you find some artist out there to support in some way this season. We're all in this together, and of course, it's really important to be lifting up and supporting artists at this time. So if you're not going to get my Christmas show, get somebody else's, and maybe get all of them, because that's what we all need to do right now in the Christmas season.
Amen. I mean, we've been saying all week, last couple of weeks since the vaccine has been rolled out in Portage, Michigan. But we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And thanks to support from local organizations, the arts industry has been hit one of the hardest hit. But thanks to support from local organizations and donors and things, we're able to reach the end of that tunnel, hopefully. And 2021, we'll see ourselves, all of us, back on the stage. Yes, absolutely. So, and if folks, if you like what we're doing and you want to support Farmers Alley Theater in any way, or any other arts organization, but if you want to specifically support Farmers Alley Theater, you can go to farmersalleytheater.online/give, or we also have a text to give number that makes it really easy to give any amount. You can text the word give to 269-230-0001. It's not too late to the end of the year. December 31st. And that's when I think Nat show is available too, as well. This fund and the donations that we have gotten have been so helpful in supporting our artists, the programming that we have coming up next year, and hopefully when we get back into the theater sometime in 2021. To my contestants, Andrea, Jamie, and Nat, Rob, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out from your busy schedules and spending some holiday time with us, folks. We hope you have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful New Year, and we will see you in 2021. Farmers Alley's got some really cool stuff on the horizon next year, including digital and our at-home series, Broadway Battles. I'm sure will continue, as well as our other series. And we got a little Valentine's Day thing we're working on. It's going to be cool. So, we might not be in our space, but we definitely got stuff going on as you guys do as well. So from our family, from our home to yours, a very happy holidays. And next year in 2021, we will see you at the theater. Thank you.